it seems by all accounts that the 49ers are all in on young quarterback Trey Lance to lead the helm of their offense. The question everyone has been asking, though, is what about Jimmy Garoppolo? Before the offseason started, you would think, okay, maybe they're going to trade him, and there's a ton of suitors out there. But before all of the quarterback trading craziness went on, Jimmy Garoppolo had an unexpected, at least timing-wise, surgery, which kind of, tanked his trade value for the foreseeable future. But good news for 49ers fans, there's an update on Jimmy G that makes it seem as if his market has opened back up. But before I toss it to you to get into the story, Nick, I want to know, from 49ers fans, where would you like to see Jimmy G be in the future? Let us know in the comments below. But all right, Nick, what do you have on Jimmy G?
Yeah, so according to ESPN.com, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo's timetable for throwing remains on schedule after offseason shoulder surgery. This is according to a source told ESPN's Jeremy Fowler on Saturday. The expectation has been Garoppolo, who had the procedure on his right shoulder in March, will throw over the next few weeks after he's been cleared, and that plan remains in place. Once this happens and Garoppolo can pass the physical, the trade market for him could heat up. All right, Miles, this is obviously really good news for 49ers fans because as long as Garoppolo was still had question marks about his shoulder, could he throw the football, as he did prior to his surgery, there was always going to be a question of how much will a team give up for, a trade proposition for Garoppolo, or if anyone is interested in Garoppolo, obviously that big question mark at the shoulder. Since it sounds like everything is going on plan and going smoothly, this is really good news for the 49ers, who actually seem to be in a good position to take advantage of some weaknesses on some other teams.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. But the thing is, the trade market heats up, and in my mind at least, I think to myself, who wants Jimmy Garoppolo and who actually has the capital or the assets to trade from him? And I think we've cooked up a couple of scenarios that we think could be beneficial for all parties involved, don't you think?
Yeah, so let's go with the first one we have. So obviously the Cleveland Browns have been in the news basically nonstop involving the quarterback position this offseason. The latest we've heard among the Deshaun Watson situation is that his suspension is going to be at minimum 1 year. Baker Mayfield has already said he's not coming back to Cleveland. So obviously they have big quarterback concerns. I think the most likely best suitor for the Browns would be a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, a proven veteran, a guy who can lead a quality Cleveland roster and hopefully get them in the playoffs. That's what Garoppolo obviously did with the 49ers. So let's talk about what the 49ers could get in return for sending Jimmy G to the Cleveland Browns. I think they get at minimum the Browns' second round pick next year. And they get safety there, the Browns safety Harrison, a good young player who played over 50% of the Browns snaps last year, who can replace Tart, who signed with the Eagles this offseason that the 49ers lost. Normally, they'd probably actually get less for Garoppolo. Remember, the Colts got Matt Ryan for a third-round draft pick. So the fact that the Browns would have to give up more just shows how desperate the Browns are and how much they really need Garoppolo. The 49ers are smart. They can really take advantage of this.
Yeah, and I think the key thing here is, all right, Deshaun is suspended for at least a year, as we have said. If Baker obviously does not want to be a Brown, he does not want to play anymore for the Browns, no matter the circumstances, which I understand. That takes him off the table. You're left with Jacoby Brissett, and you can ask the Colts how having Jacoby Brissett as your starting quarterback goes, and the answer is not very good, because since they've moved on Jacoby Brissett to Carson Wentz, which was almost even worse, but they were just desperate to get away from Jacoby Brissett. They took anything, and then after that, they go to Matt Ryan. So now they're in a good spot, but nonetheless, the Browns, you don't want Jacoby Brissett. I don't care how many times someone's like, oh, with this new team, this is his future. He's gonna be the future of the Browns. He's not. Okay. So you need a guy like Jimmy G to come in and be your savior. And really, I think the thing with Jimmy G is everyone always questions, is it the play calling? Is it the Kyle Shanahan play calling that makes him great? Almost like people said about Jared Goff and Sean McVay. It's like kind of a similar situation, but they give a little bit more credit to Jimmy G. So if he can come into this Browns offense, which is pretty talented playmakers on the offense, and still perform well, I think a lot of teams will be looking forward to him next season, who the Browns are hoping to move back into Deshaun Watson, who they paid $230 million for. They hope he plays sometime soon. So I think that this is a pretty good trade for all parties involved. But it could get a little crazier if you wanted it to, couldn't it, Nick?
Yeah, so obviously the Browns have one thing that they may not want to agree to that trade is the fact that if they trade for Garoppolo with Mayfield still on the books, they lose all leverage of anything they could get out for Baker Mayfield, because that means any other team could just wait till the Browns inevitably cut Mayfield. So the Browns may ask a team like the 49ers to bring in a third team into the deal that allows them to ship Baker Mayfield off the books as well. Now, there are two teams that have been interested in Mayfield. One of them is the Seattle Seahawks. The 49ers, obviously, being in the same division as the Seahawks, don't want to involve them if they can't. The other team that's been mentioned is the Carolina Panthers. So I think the 49ers can bring in the Panthers, and all they do is basically the 49ers still get the same. They get the second round draft pick. They still get Harrison. They ship off Jimmy G to the Browns, and then the Carolina Panthers get Baker Mayfield. So basically, the Carolina Panthers get Baker Mayfield here for free, essentially. So all of this, bringing in the Panthers, just allows the 49ers to make sure the deal goes smoothly. They don't lose anything out at all. It's a win-win-win for all three parties. So if the first deal falls through because Cleveland doesn't want to trade for Jimmy G with Baker still on the books, the second option is a good solution to that problem.
And here's the other part is I think that even with taking on Jimmy Garoppolo's salary, that the Browns could still even take on part of Baker Mayfield's salary when they sent him to the Panthers, because they have a pretty decent chunk of cap space available currently. So this is like even more reasonable than you can think, because really the Browns, for their circumstances, it was unexpected for Deshaun Watson not to be able to play. They obviously expected him to play. Now, general public probably could have told them that was going to happen. But for the Browns, it's unexpected that Deshaun Watson isn't going to play. Now they need to move on from their unhappy Baker Mayfield. They need to get a serviceable replacement for Deshaun Watson on this, what I would consider a win-now team. So you get a good quarterback, and Jimmy Garoppolo, who's been to Super Bowl, he's been to AFC or NFC Championship games. He can get you there, and he just needs the talent around them, which the Browns have. So get Baker somewhere, make him happy, make the Panthers happy. Get Jimmy G to the Browns, save the Browns' day, and then give the 49ers some assets and future and a draft pick to replace Tart, as you said, as he was traded to the Eagles. So I think this, again, this is another trade that everybody involved win-win-win. Hey, Nick, you want to get some awesome NFL merch like this? If you want the best, most high-quality NFL merch that you can get, go check out Ultra Game NFL, one of the NFL's top sellers on Amazon. They sell the most premium NFL merch money can buy. So if you want to check them out, where can we find them, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. Check them out in our description box below. We got all kinds of great affiliate links you can use that get you directly to Ultra Game NFL's store with all the greatest high quality merch for your team. Use these affiliate links. It's a big help to us for our channel at no extra cost to you. Check it out. Ultra Game NFL, the best gear you'll ever find.